Hello students, in this class we are going to start a new chapter, chapter 11, dual nature of radiation and matter. So dual nature means we have two kinds of nature. First one is wave nature, another one is particle nature. Okay, so we are going to discuss about these two nature, wave nature as well as particle nature. So wave nature of radiation and particle nature of radiation, as well as wave nature of matter and particle nature of matter. So that is what we are going to discuss in this whole chapter, one easy chapter. So first we take radiation. In radiation we have light. Radiation means nothing but a light which have two nature. First one is wave nature, which we studied in previous chapter. Okay, then particle nature. So last chapter we studied light have wave nature, and this chapter we are going to do some explanation to prove that radiation also have particle nature. The next one is matter. So matter also have two nature. One is particle, another one is wave. So we can prove the particle nature of light by doing photoelectric effect. Photoelectric effect. And we are going to prove the wave nature of matter by doing Davison-Germer experiment. So here matter means simply we take a negative charged particle, electron. So we often say it is particle, negatively charged particle. But that electron sometimes behave as a wave. So how to find it? By doing this experiment, Davison and Germer experiment, we are going to prove that electron also have wave nature, not only particle. Okay, so here we are going to do this experiment with electron. First we take photoelectric effect. So photoelectric effect to prove particle nature of light. So we know initially, so for light Newton found one theory in 1675. What is the name of that theory? That is corpuscle theory, correct? So which prove light is a particle by using corpuscle theory. Then after that, in 1801 we do Young's double slit experiment and diffraction, which we studied in previous class. So these two theories proved that light is wave. Okay, wave theory of light, which is done by Huygens. Okay, Huygens principle. Then after that, 1905, this photoelectric effect again said that light is a particle. Okay. So next topic is photoelectric effect. We have a metal surface which have lot of free electrons. Okay, so free electron means the electron which are in the outermost shell. We can easily able to make it come out from the atom. So when light rays pass on the free electrons, what will happen? These electrons will ejected from the metal. So these electrons will come out from the metal. So here this light ray, radiation of high frequency, or low wavelength. Okay, frequency wavelength are inversely proportional with each other. So this radiation is nothing but, we can take sunlight. So sunlight is a form of radiation which have high frequency and low wavelength. Okay, so when this much amount of light hits on the material, then the free electrons of the material comes out. So because of movement of electron, we have electricity, that is electric. So how electrons comes out from material? Because of radiation or because of light energy. So light consists of photons. Okay, so light is the combination of photons. Light have packages of photons. So that's why we use the word photo. So photoelectric effect means electric energy produced due to incident of photons, which means incident of high frequency radiation or low wavelength radiation. Okay, so these electrons, free electrons, and the electron which is ejected because of photoelectric effect is known as photoelectrons. Okay, so let's see the properties of photons. The first thing, light consists of particles called photons. We can say it as wave packets, or we can also say energy packets, or we can say quanta. So these are the words which used to describe photon. So light have photons. Photon means a kind of energy packets. Okay, small packets of energy, or wave packets, or we can say quanta. Then the mass of photon is not defined in sense of Newtonian mechanism. So Newtonian mechanism, we can also say classical physics, which deals with properties such as kilogram, Newton, weight, gram. So all these things will comes under this Newtonian mechanism, which deals with velocity, acceleration. So we cannot be able to measure the mass of photon by using Newtonian mechanism like kg or gram. Okay, so we cannot measure it like this because photons are very small packets. So we can say the rest mass of photon is 0. When photon is at rest position, then its mass is taken as 0. Okay, which is massless particles. Next point, all photons travels in the speed of light in air, which is obvious because photons comes with sun rays. Okay, so sunlight travels in the speed of 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second in air. So along with photons also travel with the same speed. The next point, photons are neutral in nature. Okay, neither positive nor negative, but photons are neutral in nature. Okay, it is neither positive nor negative, which is not deflected by electric field as well as magnetic field because it is neutral. Then each photon has a definite energy and definite momentum. So photon consists of some energy, we can say light energy or wave energy. So that energy equation is given by E equal to hc by lambda. Okay, so this is energy equation hc by lambda, where h is Planck constant, the value of h is 6.626 into 10 power minus 34 joule second. Okay, then C we know speed of light. Speed of light in air, the value is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. If we substitute H value and C value, then we will get 1240 divided by lambda, which is in the unit of electrovolt. Okay, so the unit of energy is in electrovolt when we substitute this value. Then the lambda value, what is lambda? Lambda means wavelength, we know. So wavelength usually in nanometer. Okay, in nanometer. While solving problems, we have to convert it into SI unit. Then we have different formulas. We know velocity equal to frequency into wavelength. From this we can take F equal to V by lambda. So what is V? V means speed of light. Speed of light in which medium? In air. So instead of V by lambda, we can take C by lambda. Correct? Speed of light in air C divided by lambda wavelength. So for F, we can take C by lambda. So in this equation, instead of C by lambda, we substitute the value of F. Then our equation will become E equal to HF. Okay. So E equal to Planck's constant into frequency. Next point, all collisions between a photon and a matter particle is perfectly elastic. We have two kinds of collision, elastic collision and inelastic collision. In elastic collision, the initial energy is exactly transmitted to the final energy. So we can say the momentum, initial momentum is equal to final momentum. Similarly, initial kinetic energy is equal to final kinetic energy. Okay, so photons provide some energy to the metal, and the electrons absorb the equal energy and comes out from the metal. So here the energy is constant. Here we use law of conservation of energy. One energy converted into another type of energy. Okay. Then to increasing the intensity of radiations of light, the number of photons increase, but the energy of each photon does not change. So here we can take intensity as brightness. So to increase the brightness, for example, if we are using a 10 watts bulb, to increase the brightness, then we can use 50 watt, 100 watt, something like that. Which does not means we can able to change the energy of each photon. Okay, we just increase the energy of each photon. We cannot able to increase the energy of each photon. Okay, because energy is constant, E equal to HF. We cannot able to increase that energy of each photon, but we can able to increase the number of photons. If number of photons will be more, then total energy will be more. Total net energy will be more, then the brightness will be more. Okay, so if you have two bulb, for example, if you have two bulb, okay, so let's take this is yellow and this also same bulb yellow. So for each color we have wavelength, different wavelength. So for same color we have same wavelength. Okay, then intensity. So we take here intensity is 50 watts and here we take 100 watts. So here we increase the intensity here. Even though we increase the intensity, we just increase the number of photons. So here the photon or energy packets will be like this, but here the energy packets will be like this. So number of photons here will be more when compared with here, but the energy of each photon will be same, E equal to HF. Okay, or 1240 divided by lambda electrovolt. Okay, it won't change. So the energy of each photon won't change, but the summation of total energy will be more. Okay, because here we have less photons, here we have more photons. So when we use more photons, we can able to increase the intensity, but still we cannot able to change the energy of each photon. The energy of each photon is constant. which depends on wavelength, frequency of that particular light. Clear? Next topic, types of electron emission. So the first type is thermionic emission. So we have metal on the top surface, we have free electrons. When temperature of the metal increases, electron absorb energy from that temperature and it starts to come out. Okay, it starts to emit from the metal. So this type of emission is known as thermionic emission. You can say this is thermionic emission. Then we have next type, electric field emission. We have metal in between electric plates. So we have positive terminal here. Here we have negative terminal. So what is the direction of electric field? It starts from positive to negative. Direction of electric field. Here we have free electrons. These free electrons will move towards the positive plate. Correct? Opposite charges attract each other. So we can say this type of property as dielectric breakdown, which means the dielectric material will behave as a conductor. Okay, so when the external field is increasing, then electron cannot able to hold in its position. It starts to come out. Okay, so here negative charges cannot able to be its position, because here positive charge pull the electrons, pull the negative charge. So negative charges come out of the material. This type of emission is known as electric field emission. Okay, electric field emission. Then third one, we have photoelectric effect. As I said before, so we have electrons. In some cases we have quartz window here. Okay, through the window, which allows only particular rays. Okay, in some textbook it is given UV rays. So when UV rays of high frequency, low wavelength will hit on the metal surface, then electrons will come out. So this type of electrons emitted from photons or means light, then this type of emission is known as photoelectric emission. Okay, so these electrons, photoelectrons, and this type of emission, photoelectric emission. So here we have one important term, work function phi. So work function means the minimum amount of energy needed for an electron to escape from metal surface is called work function. Okay, so electron comes out of the surface because of it absorbs some energy by some external sources. So here the external source is temperature in thermionic emission. Through the temperature, the electron will gain some energy. With the help of that energy, it comes out of the surface. That is the basic concept of electronic emission. Okay, here the main energy is electric field energy. So with the help of that energy, electron will come out. Here the main energy is light energy. Okay, photons. So by absorbing the light energy, it comes out of the surface. Okay, so to make the electron come out of the metal surface, we should give some energy. That minimum energy of electron for an electron to escape from the metal surface is known as work function. Okay, its unit is EV and it is denoted by phi. So different materials have different kinds of work function. We can take here 5, here metal. So for example, the phi value is in mega electrovolt. 1.5, 1.9 is the work function of cesium. Then 2.2 is the work function of potassium. Then 4.5 is the work function of copper. Okay, so work function is in mega electrovolt. So this much amount of energy is needed for CCA metal to move one electron from its material. Okay, so we see photoelectric effect with these four conditions. So E equal to h mu amount of energy hit on the material, okay, which is incident on the material, and electrons comes out of the surface. So let's take for example our E value, energy value 8 electrovolt. Okay, the work function of material is 2 electrovolt. So in some cases we take the wastage, okay, the wastage amount of energy, we take it as 0. Then what will be the kinetic energy? Kinetic energy will be 6 electrovolt. Okay, so kinetic energy means electron gains some amount of energy from this equation, okay, from the light. With the help of that energy, the electron will start to move, will start to come out of the surface. So whenever an object move, then we say it is kinetic energy. Okay, it have Ke equal to half mv square because it gains some velocity. So if object move with some velocity, then we can say it have kinetic energy. Okay, so electron come out of the surface with this amount of kinetic energy, 6 electrovolt. We can take in another condition, total energy is same and work function of material won't change because we use same material. So 2 electrovolt. So only 2 electrovolt is needed or greater than 2 electrovolt. We can say 2.01, 2.02. That much amount of energy is needed for the material to eject electrons. So 2 electrovolt is needed for work function. Here we take wastage is 3 electrovolt. Okay, and the remaining amount of energy is converted into kinetic energy, that is 3 electrovolt. Okay, in another condition, here we have 8 electrovolt, here we have 2 electrovolt. So 7 electrovolt is wasted. Now what will happen? The actual work function is 2. So we have to give at least 2 electrovolt, then only electron will come out of the surface. But when the energy is hit on the material, 8 electrovolt energy hit on the material. So from the 8 electrovolt energy, 7 electrovolt energy is wasted. Okay, it may be dissipated as a heat energy. So only 1 electrovolt energy is going to electron. Do you think electron come out of the surface? Definitely not. Why? Because electron need 2 electrovolt energy to come out of the surface. We give 8 electrovolt energy. From this 8 electrovolt energy, nearly 7 electrovolt energy is dissipated as waste. We can say dissipated as heat. Okay, so it is moving in other ways, not to the electrons. So now electron gain only 1 electrovolt energy. 8 minus 7, it have only 1 electrovolt. With the help of 1 electrovolt, electron cannot be able to come out of the surface. Okay, because electron need 2 electrovolt, because that work function of this material is 2 electrovolt. So with the help of 1 electrovolt, electron cannot be able to come out of the surface. So here electron won't gain any kinetic energy. When electron move, then we can say it have kinetic energy, but here electron won't come out. Okay, so we can say kinetic energy max from this equation. Kinetic energy max, you see any equation. So how we got 6, 8 minus 2, how we got 3 here. Okay, here we have total energy 8 and this energy 2 plus 3 5. So 8 minus 5 we have 3. Okay, so 8 minus 2 we have 6 here. Then we can say kinetic energy E minus 5. Okay, so this is the equation of maximum kinetic energy. We can also take Ke max. What is E? E is h mu, or we can say hf, whatever. So hf minus 5. Then what is F? F is C by lambda. So Ke max equal to Hc by lambda minus phi. So this is the equation of Einstein photoelectric equation. Okay, Ke max equal to Hc by lambda minus phi. Next topic, threshold frequency, which means minimum frequency of incident light which may cause photoelectric effect. So our incident light should have some minimum energy, minimum frequency. Okay, then only it can be able to make photoelectric effect, which means electron will come out of the surface. Okay, so our energy should be greater than or equal to phi. Correct? Phi means work function. If 2 electron volt, then I have to give the energy as 2.1, at least 2.1 or 2.01. Then only will electron come out of the surface. Okay, so work function means minimum energy. So incident energy should be greater than the minimum energy. Then we can say from this equation Hf should be greater than phi. Okay. From this equation I can take F should be greater than or equal to phi by H. So we can write F minimum equal to phi by H. We can take this F minimum as F naught. So our F naught will be phi by H, or we can write phi equal to H F naught. So you have to remember all these equations, very easy equations. Then we know kinetic energy equation, Ke max equal to E minus phi. So Ke max equal to, instead of E I can write Hf, instead of phi I can write Hf naught. So this is another equation for kinetic energy. The next, threshold wavelength. So we can easily able to predict that frequency and wavelength are inversely proportional, correct? So in threshold frequency we use the word minimum frequency of incident light. So for wavelength it should be maximum wavelength because both are inversely proportional. So how we can see for electron emission, we should satisfy this condition, that is E should be greater than or equal to work function. Instead of E I can write Hc by lambda should be greater than or equal to phi, correct? Then from this equation take the value of lambda. So lambda phi equal to Hc, lambda phi equal to, lambda goes to right hand side, so lambda phi less than or equal to Hc, correct? Then lambda equal to Hc by phi. So lambda max equal to Hc by phi. We can also write lambda max as lambda naught. Okay, so the phi value will become Hc by lambda naught. So phi equal to Hc by lambda naught. In case of maximum wavelength, we use this equation phi equal to Hc by lambda naught. We can draw a graph for this kinetic energy versus frequency. So let's take, this is frequency of photon or frequency of light, and here we have kinetic energy maximum. of electron. So up to the certain frequency, or we can say up to the threshold frequency, electron cannot be able to come out of the metal surface, correct? So we should have some minimum frequency. For example, if the frequency for work function is 5 Hz, then we should give up to 5 Hz. Okay, so for example, I take this is 5 Hz. So we give some energy, we should goes up to 5 Hz. After that only we will get work function, which means electron gain this energy and come out of the surface. It gains some kinetic energy. Okay, so after this minimum frequency, electron will come out and it's gain kinetic energy. So this minimum frequency is known as threshold frequency F0, and this total value is nothing but phi equal to h F0. Okay, so up to this value electron cannot come out. After that electron will gain kinetic energy. Clear? So for this threshold wavelength, we can write the equation as K max equal to E minus phi. E is hc by lambda minus phi means hc by lambda naught. So hc by lambda naught. Okay, if we draw a graph for kinetic energy and intensity, then it will be somewhat like this. Okay, we take this is intensity, here we take kinetic energy. So how the graph will change? The graph will come as a straight line, which means kinetic energy is independent of intensity. Okay, so the kinetic energy value will be constant. Intensity means we just increase the number of photons. We cannot increase the speed of photons. Okay, or we cannot increase the energy of photons. So the energy of photons is same, E equal to h mu for each photon. Okay, so if we want to increase the intensity, then we have to increase the number of photons. When increasing the number of photons, our kinetic energy won't change, only intensity will change. So kinetic energy will be constant with respect to intensity, because kinetic energy is depends on frequency and wavelength. We will solve two simple problems. So this question asked in 1998 JEE. Phi of a substance is 4 electrovolt. So work function given, phi equal to 4 electrovolt. The longest wavelength of light which can cause photoelectric effect. So we have to find wavelength. What's the formula? E equal to hc by lambda naught. Okay, longest wavelength. Then we know h value Planck's constant, c speed of light, so both are constant. If we substitute all these value, then we will get 1240 divided by lambda naught. So lambda is in nanometer. Okay, so what is the value of lambda naught? So we can take phi equal to hc by lambda by this equation. So here we take phi equal to hc by lambda naught. So phi value is given 4 electrovolt. Okay, so lambda naught equal to 1240 divided by 4. If you solve, you will get lambda equal to, we have 3 here, 1 0, 3 1 nanometer, option C. The next question, which is asked in JEE Advanced in 2014, we have two metal surface. For first metal surface, the incident light wavelength 240 nanometer. So we can take this longest wavelength lambda naught, and for second surface longest wavelength 310 nanometer. Okay, so in first metal electron will come out of the surface with velocity v1, second surface with velocity v2, and the ratio between first and second will taken as 2:1. So we have to find phi value, work function. Okay, we have four options, 3.7 electrovolt, 3.2 electrovolt, 2.8 electrovolt, 2.5 electron volt. We know the formula K max equal to E minus phi. So what is K max? Kinetic energy. We can write it for first metal half m v1 square equal to, so for first metal I can take E as hc by lambda naught minus phi. We take this is equation 1. Then for second metal half m v2 square equal to hc by, I can also substitute the lambda naught value because we know lambda naught is 248, so 248. For second metal it is 310, so 310 minus 5 equation 2. Then divide equation 1 equation 2, we will get, if we divide this by this equation, 1 by 2 1 by 2 get cancelled, m get cancelled, then we have v1 square divided by v2 square. Then if we divide this, I can write hc as 1240 electrovolt, so 1240 electrovolt divided by 248 minus 5 divided by 1240 electrovolt divided by 310 minus 5. Okay, so we know the ratio of v1 is to v2 given as 2 by 1. Okay, so v1 is to v2, 2 is to 1. Then we can write v1 by v2 is equal to 2 by 1. So we can write v1 square as v1 square 2 square will be 4, v2 square 1 square will be 1. Okay, so if you solve this you will get 5, here you will get 4, so 5 minus 5 divided by 4 minus 5. Okay, if you solve this we will get the answer and check which one is correct answer. So note down one more question, question number 3. When a light of frequency 9 into 10 power 14 Hz is incident on a metal surface. So first write given data, note down the question, you have to write the question also. When a light of frequency 9 into 10 power 14 Hz is incident on a metal surface, photoelectrons are emitted with a maximum speed of 8 into 10 power 5 meter per second. Determine the threshold frequency of the surface. So here frequency given 9 into 10 power 14 Hz. Speed of light is given v equal to 8 into 10 power 5 meter per second. Actually this is speed of electrons. Okay, speed of electrons. Then you have to find threshold frequency. Okay, by using all the equations you have to find and post it in group. Thank you.